Louisiana Office of Cultural Development put out this call for art, and they said University of Louisiana Monroe is building a new building, and part of the Percent for Art program is funding a new piece of art for this location. And they chose my proposal for the project and for the site. This artwork is entitled Here We Go. What it looks like is a human head that is made out of words. Part of my process in creating public art is I usually create this element of community engagement. It takes a piece of art, instead of having a reflection of just my voice, it becomes a voice of the community. And for this particular project, the story that I wanted to engage people in was a story that was deeply rooted in where people were going. And so what I did with this particular project is I came to campus and I had an opportunity to talk with students and staff and faculty and ask them to fill out one of these cards and says, I am going to. We collected hundreds of responses and they're fascinating and heartfelt and inspiring. And what I did was I took those responses and essentially wrapped the sculpture in these words. So if you look at it, it's like layers and layers built on top of each other. I think there's 12 or 13 layers of text. The form is a human head, and the head is reflective and indicative of education. Every statement on there is reflective of a person or many people. There were some that's this is a response from 20 people. 20 people wrote this thing, and so there's some phrases on there that I chose because of the sheer, this particular thing has spoken to so many people, and here it lives. Oftentimes, I will try to do an element of storytelling within my artwork, and the reason I really started doing this was I wanted to invite people into my process. What I've learned is when you ask people to be a part of something, then they have ownership over something. It becomes not just this random sculpture that was just installed, but they installed our piece. Installing this piece has been a huge homecoming where people are we've been waiting for this. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to find my response on here. You can see this attachment that people start to have with a piece of public art when they've been asked to be a part of it, and it becomes theirs. It's not just mine, it's now ours. The reason I fell in love with public art specifically was that I want and desire for my own life to have a lot of inclusion into our experiences. I think a really successful piece of public art wakens us up and gets us to think about things differently. It challenges us, it inspires us, sometimes it makes us laugh. But my hope is that this is a sculpture that people are going to see time and time again on campus. I'm hoping that people will have this encounter with the sculpture that they'll be able to read and reread, and every time they go by it, catch something new that they hadn't seen before in the piece.